So I know it's been a while since I've discussed the Breaking Bad franchise on this channel, but for this video, I actually wanted to discuss a piece of news that came out a few months ago, which reported that the Breaking Bad creator Vince Gilligan apparently pitched a video game adaptation of the Breaking Bad franchise based on the extremely popular video game franchise Grand Theft Auto. So apparently this was reported by comicbook.com, where on an episode of the Inside the Gilliverse podcast, series creator Vince Gilligan revealed the fact that he pitched a Grand Theft Auto style video game early in the show's production. He even went on to say that multiple video game stories were apparently written by the Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul producer Jen Carroll. But despite all of this, Vince Gilligan concluded that at the end of the day, making a Breaking Bad style video game would just be too hard to actually create as a result of the logistical processes by which video games like Grand Theft Auto are created. And it definitely should be noted that the last Grand Theft Auto video game, GTA 5, came out all the way back in 2013. And the next iteration of this series is currently in development. And it's pretty crazy to think that it's been over 10 years since we've seen a new iteration of this franchise. Now, with this revelation being displayed to us, there's actually a couple of different angles that actually intrigue me surrounding this information that was revealed to us by Vince Gilligan. The number one thing that most piques my interest is the fact that it really seems as though this incredibly acclaimed and popular franchise Breaking Bad seems to be dying on the vine here, with no new iterations of this universe coming anytime soon. And in the grand scheme of things, following Breaking Bad truly transcending the show itself and becoming a cultural phenomenon, household name type television show, following this peak zenith of this franchise, we really haven't seen too much more following it, with the mainstays being the El Camino spinoff, the Jesse Pinkman story that was created as a Netflix movie, of course, the iteration of the Better Call Saul prequel series, and in the grand scheme of things, that's pretty much it. Now, while we have seen a couple of officially licensed comic books surrounding this franchise, other than this, and of course, other than the questionable green light decision of the creation of Slip and Jimmy as a children's cartoon spin-off, which was panned and not really enjoyed by the fans of this franchise. Other than this, we have very few extended iterations of this extremely popular franchise. Now, of course, there was, back in 2019, a official Breaking Bad mobile game, Criminal Elements, that was released on both iOS and Android. But at the end of the day, following mixed reviews from fans and players of this game, the game no longer exists as of September of 2020. And of course, a mobile game being much different compared to a console game with the cachet of the Grand Theft Auto franchise. And so while it seems that we listen to the words of Vince Gilligan himself, who doesn't want to be known as a one-trick pony and doesn't want Breaking Bad as a franchise to sort of stay too long at the party and outstay its welcome and have the extremely acclaimed iterations of this universe be diminished by additional stories within the realm of this universe, it is pretty ironic in the grand scheme of things that this children's cartoon that was universally panned is really the only other iteration of this universe that has been displayed to fans of Breaking Bad. Now, who knows, maybe the lack of success of this franchise has something to do with the fact that it doesn't seem as though the creators of this universe want any more additional iterations. But in the grand scheme of things, it really seems like a huge wasted opportunity when you consider just the huge quantity and volume of content that is produced by extremely popular franchise series such as the Marvel Universe, the Star Wars universe, the Lord of the Rings universe. And while I know that not all of those additions to those respective franchises are met with acclaim, and some of them are actually panned and not enjoyed by the fans of said universes, but I don't know. It just really seems ironic to me that a show that wants to go out on top, if you will, at the same time even entertain such a possibility as this Slip and Jimmy officially licensed spin-off franchise, which seems to go against the entire premise of Vince Gilligan no longer wanting to create any other iterations of this universe. All that being said, just based on what Vince Gilligan said, on top of the fact that it seems to take decades to create a quality level video game like Grand Theft Auto, as we have seen since it's been almost 10 years since we've had a sequel to GTA 5, it in no way looks likely that we will ever see this Grand Theft Auto style video game that is based around the story of Breaking Bad. And yes, I can imagine that this would be incredibly difficult as a result of all the licensing that would need to be undertaken in order to have a project like this materialize. On top of the fact that I would imagine that the creators of Breaking Bad, like Vince Gilligan, would want very well written stories into this video game and wouldn't want a very shallow and tepid story mode to be written into this game. But like I said, while this is just me editorializing and speculating here, and I have no concrete information to back what I'm saying, but to me, it just seems as though the sort of lukewarm success of this mobile game, as well as the Slip and Jimmy spinoff, kind of maybe leaves some room for pause here for the creators to continue this universe. And it doesn't want it to sort of delve into the pantheon of franchises such as Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, which eventually, just at the end of the day, seems to put out content solely to make money. And as a result of this, you will see potentially substandard creations inside the realm of said universe. All right, that's all I really got for you guys on this one. Definitely kind of curious to see what other people are thinking surrounding this hypothetical Breaking Bad and Grand Theft Auto collaboration. And for me, just based on a quick YouTube search of fan creations of Breaking Bad concepts within the Grand Theft Auto franchise, it definitely seems to me that there would be a huge demand for this project, despite the fact that Vince Gilligan himself said this is probably never going to happen and would be way too difficult. But to me, just based on the nature of Breaking Bad as a franchise, it really seems to go hand in hand with the types of stories that are written into Grand Theft Auto. And while this seems like it could be a match made in heaven, at the end of the day, it's not going to happen. But like I said, definitely let me know what you think. And as always, my name is Anton Jackson. Thank you so much for watching this video.